Today on the Bernie Hayes Show, we have a very, very special guest, an old-time friend of mine, and a pioneer in black radio. His name is Dr. Robert Lawrence Salter, a.k.a. Scotty Lawrence. Today on the Bernie Hayes Show. And welcome back, Dr. Robert Lawrence Salter. Or should I call you Scotty?
Bernie Hayes, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be at a radio station with a microphone and spinning records. What is it? Lights and camera, what is this?
We both are.
Oh.
Both of us. How you doing, Scotty?
Fabulous, Bernie. How are you?
Good, fine. You know, we're going to have a show. Scotty Lawrence is the, we're the National Black Radio Hall of Fame at Harris State University along with the Wolf Jazz Institute. And Scotty Lawrence is not only a consultant, but a board member. And we're having the Spinners come to St. Louis October the 13th, and Scotty's going to tell us all about that.
Well, the Spinners is an amazing group that was popular in the 70s and 80s, and they had so many songs, I can't name them all, but I've got a little list here, but you recognize them all because you played them, of course, a lot, and so did I. And they're going to be here at the Harris Stowe Givens Auditorium, October the 13th. 7 o'clock, right? And it's going to be an amazing show, and we want everybody to come because it's a worthy cause, and it's going to be a great night of entertainment. Right.
You're going to introduce the Spinners, I understand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you and EDB.
EDB. Your lady.
EDB Anderson. Tell us a little bit of what you know about black radio. Scotty, why did you being a Dr. Robert Lawrence Salter, Bobby Salter, okay, tell us how you got into radio and why.
Well, I originally went to St. Louis College of Pharmacy, and I got my bachelor's degree from there. And going through pharmacy school was hard. And I thought about kind of dropping out because radio was my interest. I grew up listening to you and Donnie Brooks and others. And I just kind of was fascinated by this whole radio thing. And my dad and I had a conversation, and he said, and I wanted his blessing to go in the radio.
Sure. Yeah.
And he said, well, you better finish pharmacy school first. Please do that, and then I'll be happy to say that you have gone in to do whatever it is you want to do, radio in particular. And so we had a handshake, and so I finished pharmacy school, and as soon as I finished pharmacy school, I sent out air checks and got hired in a little city in Weatherford, Oklahoma, at a country western radio station.
Really?
Yeah, and this is back in the day. And then when I kind of outgrew Weatherford, I called you and went to see you and Scoop and at KWK. And
Scoop Sanders.
And you put me on weekends, and the rest is history.
The rest is history. Your dad, he has a history in St. Louis, too.
He does.
Tell us about your father.
Well, Dr. Edward B. Salter, he retired as a school principal, but he was also the football coach at Vashon High School.
Everybody know that.
Yeah. And he had a winning streak. He was an amazing football coach.
Great. Everybody says that. Your whole family, everybody just crazy about you and your family. The Spinners, tell us a little bit more about them, and also there's going to be a tribute to the Dells also, right?
Yes. Of course, as you know, back in the day when R&B was really, really in its heyday, there were a couple of cities that produced most of the music.
Right.
There was Detroit, Chicago, and Memphis.
Right.
And of course,
Memphis. Memphis. You got to play that.
That's right.
Memphis. Yeah.
Got to get that accent.
Yeah, Memphis.
So in the Detroit area, there was a gentleman named Harvey Fuqua, who's you probably know him.
Oh yeah, Mungalows, yeah.
And he and I think his brother-in-law Barry Gordy, put together most of the music that we now call Motown.
Yeah.
And the Spinners were an amazing group that came out of that era, and they had lots of great songs. And then, but when you look at the Chicago area, there's a group called the Dells.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you probably know them a lot because that's your hometown.
Very good. Very, very dear friends of mine.
Yeah. And, of course, you were on the radio at WVON.
Yeah.
Played a lot of their songs. And so between the Dells and the Spinners, what a slice of life that we're going to experience on October the 13th at Henry Gibbons Auditorium at Harris Stowe.
Uvee Hayes is going to also.
Uvee Hayes?
Yes, she's going to do her basement party song.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know about this basement party song, you better check it out.
And actually, you're actually in the basement party video.
It was my privilege to be there.
Well, it was our privilege to have you there.
And watch the steppers.
Yes, sir. The steppers and then the line dancers, and also.
Question, Bernie, why is it that with these there's so many different step dances, line dances?
Yeah.
They're all women. Why is that?
I don't know.
You know, I think men's brains aren't hardwired. You know, I know I'm directionally, challenged. You know, if I'm supposed to turn left, I'll turn right.
It's me too. Same here. But I guess women do just perform better.
Yeah,
they love the line dance. If they hear a line dance song, they automatically jump up.
Yeah.
But they were bopping, they were line dancing, and they were stepping on the basement party. This is great.
It's
Scotty,
a great song.
the Dells and the Spinners and Uvee Hayes will be on October 13th at Harris Stowe State University. And how can we get tickets? It's just phone numbers.
Well, Metro Chicks is selling them, and Harris Stowe is also selling them.
That's the 534-1111. Yeah, and one that Harris Stowe is 340-5773.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're there, and they can purchase them online.
And they're all good seats.
All good. You know that it's amazing about Gibbons Auditorium. You know, it's just every seat in the house is a good seat.
Yeah.
No post in front of you and everything like that.
Right. Great sound.
It's wonderful. So the Chicago, the Dells will be paid tribute to by the Dreams. Uvee Hayes will be performing, and the Spinners themselves will be here. And
I understand there's one member of the group now that was part of the original group.
Oh yes,
right?
oh yes, certainly. This is Brother Washington, one of the original Spinners, and he put the group together, and they're performing and doing great. And they sound just like all the other guys.
Yeah, so they kind of started out with Motown, but then they went to Atlantic Records,
right.
And I think most of their hits were on the Atlantic label.
Right, because they came out. They call themselves now the Detroit Spinners.
Ah,
yeah. Give us a listen to some of their songs we would know about from the Spinners. Yeah.
I can't remember them all, so I brought the list. All right, from 1961, their first song was "That's What Girls Are Made For."
Oh wow!
I can hear that song in my head.
Yeah, so can I. Yeah.
"I'll Always Love You." It's a Shame. I really like that one.
Yeah.
"How Could I Let You Get Away?" "Could It Be I'm Falling in Love?" I remember that one.
Oh man, yeah, it's a big one.
"Ghetto Child," "Mighty Love," "I'm Coming Home,"
"Mighty Love."
"Then Came You," "The Games People Play,"
wow,
"Rubber Band Man." I go on and on.
Yeah, on and on and on.
And you know, that's one thing that makes a concert so much fun is when you're listening to an artist that has many songs that you know and can sing along with.
Yeah. And they'll be able to even actually dance down at in front of the stage there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that now.
The Spinners coming October the 13th and Harris Stowe State University. And it's going to be a wonderful show. There's going to be a tribute to the Dells. There's going to be a video tribute to the Dells also. Actually, Chuck Barksdale of the Dells. And you'll hear Mickey and Vern. Two of them that were passed on, Marvin Jr. and Johnny passed, but Chuck Barksdale is still with us, the bass, and the business manager, Mickey McGill and Vern Allison are still with the group. And although they're not performing anymore, but there's going to be a special tribute to them, but you'll hear them on the video talking about the history of the Dells, and the Dream will be performing their songs,
so it's going to be an amazing evening, but not only that, it's for a good cause too. And Bernie, I have to give a shout out to you for being one of the pioneers of establishing the St. Louis Black Radio Hall of Fame, which is now morphed into the National Black Radio Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and I have to give a shout out to you too because you were there with me when we did that. and the
good people at Harris Stowe.
Yeah, certainly, Dr. Dwayne Smith. And but you and I were sitting at the table when that came about, and I want to thank you for joining me when we went down there because it was up to you.
Can I bring up about the grant?
Please do.
Well, there was some good news that you got.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Harris Stowe State University, and in particular the Don Wolfe Jazz Institute,
right,
and the whole opportunity to keep hope alive, keep jazz alive, received a $1.7 million grant to renovate the Harris Stowe Recreation Center, formerly known as the Vashon Recreation Center.
Right.
It's on the corner of Compton and
Market.
Yeah. Yes.
So that'll be hopefully first of next year, finishing it up next year, and we'll all be moving over there.
Oh, gosh.
This is great.
That's incredible.
My guest is Dr. Robert Lawrence Salter, also known as Scotty Lawrence. And we're talking about the Spinners coming to St. Louis on October the 13th. But there's so much more we're going to talk about, too. And if you see these mugs in front of me lined up, here's one from Harris Stowe State University. Here's one from Webster University. This one is it's the Bernie Hayes Show. And this mug, will help sustain us here to keep us on the air. And if you buy one of these cups, you'll get this book, the latest book by Reverend Larry Rice. You know, I'm inept in explaining what this is all about. So why don't we just listen to Reverend Dr. Larry Rice tell us about it.
For many years, Bernie Hayes has been on the front lines leading the charge for social justice. It's been a great privilege of mine to get to know Bernie personally, and I want us, in celebration of all that Bernie has done, to share with you one of these very special Bernie Hayes mugs and a copy of a book, Through the Fires, which tells you about the battle for social justice at 1411 Locust, where gentrifiers came into the neighborhood and literally shut down the church at the New Life Evangelistic Center at 1411 Locust Street because they didn't want those kind of people in the neighborhood. Direct bigotry. Now, if you'll request this mug and share a gift of $25 or more, we'll send you this book, 328 pages that go into great detail on all the manipulating behind the scenes and on the scenes that took place in order for the city of St. Louis to consider it a nuisance because there were hurting and homeless people in the neighborhood. We would love to see a beloved community that when development takes place in a community, instead of the poor and the elderly and the homeless being pushed out, it's a beloved community that welcomes people from all over, regardless of their racial background or who they might be. They're people made in the image of God. Bernie Hayes has fought for that for years. And now we're teaming up with Bernie in a very special and powerful way. If you'll just call in our 421-302, or you can send your special gift and just say, please send me the Bernie Hayes mug. We will include in that Through the Fire, historical book that I've written on how the St. Louis gentrifiers tried to destroy a church because of its homeless congregations. You know, there's a common saying that if your neighbor's house on fire, yours in danger also. The bigotry, the hypocrisy in the city of St. Louis affects all of us. I thank God for Bernie, who has continued to point it out and root it out. Now we're teaming up with Bernie. When you request the Bernie Hayes mug and share a gift of $25 or more to New Life Evangelistic Center, I'll include my book, Through the Fire. We'd love to hear from you. Share now. P.O. Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri.
And welcome back. So much going on here at the New Life Evangelistic Center. We're 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri. The same services that were provided at 1411 Locust Street in downtown St. Louis, Missouri are now here in Overland. But we need your help and support. Post Office Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri, 63166 is a tax-deductible contribution or investment in New Life. Or you can call us at 436-2424 or online at www.newlifeevangelisticcenter.org. One word. American Express, Visa, Discover Card. Takes less than 2 minutes. My guest is Robert Lawrence Salter, Dr. Robert Lawrence Salter. You know him on the radio as Scotty Lawrence. Scotty has some pictures, some photos of you.
Oh, my.
Some old photos.
Don't do it.
Yes, this is one from 1970.
Oh, gosh.
We were Club Highlander. You, there's Gene Norman, and me in the middle there, and there's you. These are good old days, Scotty. You were just breaking the radio then. You just come back from Oklahoma, was it?
Yeah, I think I just graduated from preschool.
Really? And you were KWK. Yeah, that's Gene Norman, Gino. And the other picture of you with the Dr. Jockenstein. And
Director.
Yeah, Jockenstein working on your mind. And that's Ted Hudson leaning over Jockenstein. Ted Hudson from Hudson's Embassy. Mm-hmm. Ted and I were business partners. We started the first black record distributorship here in St. Louis, Missouri, but Westcott Distributors. So you have a long track history in radio, too. Tell us about the National Black Radio Hall of Fame and why it's important.
It's important because the role that radio has played in the black community has changed. Mm-hmm. When you go back to the first black-owned radio station, which I believe is WER. We're
DRD.
WERD WERD in Atlanta,
yeah.
Georgia.
Right. Mhm.
That was back in the late 30s.
Yeah.
And Dr. Martin Luther King was on that radio station
Precisely.
regularly.
Yeah.
When
Jockey
he was
Jack
involved
Gibson.
in the movement, and radio has always been a communication for the community.
Precisely.
And when you were on several stations here in St. Louis, you continued that to use the media of radio, not just to play music and entertain people, but also to inform and educate people. And unfortunately, that role for radio has changed over time. And we could go into a lot of reasons as to why, but it's mostly economics. But the fact of the matter is that we need to remember and continue to advocate for using radio as a medium to communicate.
Right. People should come down and see the display at Harris Stowe State University.
It's amazing.
Yeah, when 001 and 003, we're associated with the Don and Heidi Wolf Jazz Institute, and the National Black Radio Hall of Fame is right there. And it's open to the public, and it's free. And there's pictures of you on the wall there, your pictures when you had your agency studio. There's a picture of you and Melba Moore.
Oh,
you know,
right.
and pictures of George Logan, Spider Berg, Scoop Sanders, Al Waples, Gracie, Reverend Leonard Morris,
It's incredible.
Reverend Cleopas Robinson, Mother Willie Mae Ford Smith. People should come by. I think they'd be quite amazed to come by Harris Stowe State University to see the National Black Radio Hall of Fame and the Wolf Jazz Institute.
And I can't wait to see the new place.
Oh man, yeah, that's going. But the $1.7 million grant is going to make a big difference. It's going to be a real facelift, and it's going to have our own facility. It'll be autonomous from about three football fields from the main building. About 300 yards. So it's right there on the corner of Compton and Olive. But Scotty, you also do some other things too. Your analytics business. Tell us about that, Dr. Robert Salter.
Well, people ask me, what do you do? And I said, it depends on what time of the day it is. I teach in the evening.
Where?
At Washington University.
Okay.
And Lindenwood. But during the day, I have a consulting company called Market Analytics. And basically, it uses all kinds of information to create marketing strategies, business strategies, and strategic plans for clients who are kind of just getting started and don't know exactly how to put a business together. So we use a lot of the data analytics information that's out there to help identify markets and make sure that people are in the right place at the right time.
How can they reach you?
314-220-1587.
That's 314-220-1587. And so a person thinking about starting a business, they can call you and you can consult them and direct them as to that.
Put together a business plan or strategic plan or a marketing plan.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
And then for existing businesses, I also do business development as well.
Okay. So, I just wanted to, you're so modest. But Scotty and I have gone through a lot of things together. We've changed, I think, the face of radio here in St. Louis, Missouri, with his assistance. And I guess working together for so many years in radio, we did some things that we're very, very proud of. We sued some radio stations for racial discrimination and inequity and pay. But Scotty,
and made a difference.
You never tell people that though. But people, you're kind of modest. That's great. But this coming the 13th of October, they'll be able to see Scotty Lawrence, aka Robert Salter. I don't know if it's which. It's Dr. Robert Salter, aka Scotty Lawrence, on stage with the Spinners, the Dreams that are going to do a tribute to the Dells, and Uvee Hayes, and it's going to be a spinning showcase. It's going to be at the 7 o'clock at Henry Gibbons Auditorium at Harris Stowe State University. And
what a show! What a show!
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that it's a disability friendly. There's an elevator, and then there's parking for the disabled. There's access to the stage through the elevators.
Free parking.
Yeah, free parking, and a lot of folks don't know that because they see those stairs in front of the Harris Stowe State University building. But no, there's an elevator. You just access the disabled parking from the parking lot and roll your wheelchair or whatever, or your walker into the building and take the stairs right to the auditorium. And it's very, very accessible.
Yeah, that's one of the beautiful advantages of being in a state-owned facility. That all those things are available and required, and so,
they must be that,
yes.
that, you know. So, Scotty, do people still confuse you? Do they know that Scotty Lawrence is Dr. Robert Salter, and do they know that Dr. Robert Salter is Scotty Lawrence?
Most don't. I've kind of led two different lives at the same time.
Okay. Well, why did you choose pharmacy?
Well, maybe because my brother, deceased brother, was a pharmacist, and he was going there. And my dad's dream was that my brother and I would own a drugstore one day.
Really?
Yeah, that was his dream.
Mm-hmm. That's great. This is beautiful. Anything that you want to tell us about Dr. Robert Lawrence Salter that we don't know?
Well, we all, say that the first half of your life is you're trying to make money, and the second half of your life you're trying to have significance, right?
Okay.
And so I, at this phase of my life, I'm just thinking about what can I do to make this place a better place.
That's great.
And and I'm glad to be involved with the National Black Radio Hall of Fame, because there's good things that have been done that more people need to know about, but not just looking back. I mean, there's still a great opportunity now to move forward in the new age of digital media. And so we're challenged now to see, how can we continue to make radio the communication vehicle that it used to be in the digital age.
This is great. My guest is Dr. Robert Lawrence Salter, a.k.a. Scotty Lawrence. And we're at 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri. And a lot of folks think because 1411 Locust Street closed that New Life Evangelistic Center is no longer operating, but that's not true. The same services, the same thing that were provided at 1411 Locust Street are now accessible at 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri.
Beautiful place.
Yeah, and they're still providing shelter, clothing, food, transportation passes. And each day, someone is at 1411 Locust Street trying to get the building reopened. Reverend Larry Rice is not giving up, and we need your help and support to help him sustain that dream, help to provide the services needed for poor and disabled persons, and also homeless people. And you can do that through Post Office Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri, 63166, or online at www.newlifeevangelisticcenter.org. MasterCard, Visa, American Express, Discover. Takes less than 2 minutes, and you'll feel so much better by doing it. Back with Dr. Robert Salter after this.
Now you can take NLEC TV anywhere as you put the NLEC TV app on your iPhone or mobile device. NLEC TV is an innovative TV station that's on the cutting edge of community service. When you tune in to NLEC TV, you'll discover a television station that has been operated by previously homeless individuals who've received broadcast training through New Life Evangelistic Center's unique on-the-job training program. On NLEC TV, you'll discover wholesome family, community, renewable energy, and inspirational programming. Those needing energy assistance, food, clothing, or freedom from the cycle of homelessness will find that plus much more on NLEC TV. Now, you can receive NLEC TV by going to 24.2 on your television set or putting the NLEC TV app on your iPhone or mobile device. For further information, call 314-436-2424 or go to nlecstl.org. That's nlecstl.org.
Our Black history figure today is again Hattie McDaniels, a trailblazer. McDaniels' performance in Gone with the Wind was more than just a bit part. She so impressed the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences that she was awarded the 1940 Oscar for Best Supporting Actress, the first ever won by an African American. Her award-winning performance was generally seen by the black press as a symbol of progress for African Americans. She was a trailblazer. Hattie McDaniel, being the first to win an Oscar, paved the way for Denzel Washington, for Halle Berry, for Sidney Poitier, and other Oscar winners. Hattie McDaniel once said she'd rather play a maid in the movie for $450 a week than be a real maid for $4 a week. Hattie McDaniels, a trailblazer, actress, songstress, our hero for today.
Hello, I'm Larry Rice, and I'm inviting you to join me daily on the New Life Facebook page. Something new, something exciting every day. So go to facebook.com/NewLifeSTL and discover what's happening on a daily basis as New Life Evangelistic Center begins to share with you a wide variety of subjects. Remember, there's so much just waiting for you at that particular page.
For just 80 cents a day, you can help many people in need all around the world. That's only $24 a month. The New Life Evangelistic Center wants you to help feed the hungry and shelter the homeless by joining Club 24. For $24 a month, you can be a part of touching people's lives. For just 80 cents a day, you can make a difference in someone's life. Call 314-881-3210 or give online at newlifeevangelisticcenter.org.
And welcome back. My producer and director, Bob Demler, says that some people don't know how to find the National Black Radio Hall of Fame, Scotty. But we're 3026 Laclede, right? At Harris Stowe State University.
Ground floor.
The old Vashon building, the old Vashon High School, but it's 3026 Laclede. And we're on, like I say, the ground floor, the basement, almost, but I guess that is the ground floor. The National Black Radio Hall of Fame of the Wolf Jazz Institute, open daily, and it's free to the public, and I think they'll be quite amazed. The disc, the jazz records, the vinyl, Miles Davis, Charlie Parker, Billie Holiday, they're all there, and we want you to come by and visit.
And you're the curator.
Yeah, I'm the curator. Yes, I'm
That's
the curator.
pretty amazing. I mean, all kidding aside, I don't know of too many African-American curators of anything.
Well, I'm just lucky. Ron Nichols was a curator, but Ron has some health challenges, and so I was lucky enough to step in and help him and help out the university. So I'm very proud of that.
Good job.
But the Spinners coming to St. Louis October 13th, along with the Dells, a trip into the Dells with the Dream, and also Uvee Hayes.
When I talk about the soundtrack of my life, and we talked a little bit earlier about when you first gave me my first chance at KWK. I remember clearly it was the summertime. It was August.
Yeah, remember that.
I know exactly when it was. And when you're really into radio, and back in those days, they used to have the number one song this week is.
Right.
And I remember the week that you hired me, the number one song was "It's a Shame" by the Spinners.
Really?
Yes.
Unbelievable.
And whenever I hear that song, that brings all that back.
And they'll be performing that on October 13th. That's amazing.
And also, Uvee's going to be there.
Yeah, Uvee
along
Hayes.
with the Dells. I'm sorry, I'm embarrassed because I had no idea that Uvee Hayes was such an amazing vocalist.
Really?
I mean, I know that you've been married to her for a long time, and she's been in St. Louis, but she's a brand new artist to me.
Well, see, her music is spread all over the world, except St. Louis is kind of a desert for her. Oh, yeah.
And
Atlanta, Chicago, and United Kingdom, Japan, Far East, all that.
Oh, yeah.
She's well known. Yeah.
Yeah, and she has trended jazz, blues, and Southern soul.
Right, so
she does all three of those.
Right.
And her style is incredible.
Yeah, that's great.
And that new song, Basement Party, oh my gosh.
It's doing well, too. I want to thank you, Dr. Robert Salter, a.k.a. Scotty Lawrence, for being my guest today.
My pleasure.
And I hope to see you very, very soon, but I certainly know I'll see you October 13th at the Harris Stowe State University.
Yeah, you'll see my radio face.
I'll see your radio face, and it'll be Scotty Lawrence, not Dr. Robert Salter that time. But every time you're on stage, I tell people, I say this guy has about 15, 16, 17 advanced degrees. But I just want to say thanks again for being my guest today.
My pleasure. Anytime.
Thank you, Robert Salter.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for watching, too. I want you to stay tuned to Channel 24, Channel 24, too, because we need your help and support. Whatever you need, they're here for you, always have been, 24 hours a day. Call 314-436-2424 or come by 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri for help, because we're here. This is what is called New Life. I'm Bernie Hayes. Have a great day.